Have you finally stepped out of the crowded touristy areas of Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto? Well, the capital of Western Japan is none other than Kanazawa in Ishikawa Prefecture. Known as Kaga in the old days, this is an incredible cultural center waiting for you to be explored. And in Kanazawa is the famous tea district. This is the Higashi Chaya district, a neighborhood that looks like it time-traveled back into the Edo period and forgot to update its Wi-Fi. Similar to Kyoto, there's traditional architecture with gorgeous latticework, hidden cafes with matcha parfaits and gold leaf ice cream, as well as ancient arts and crafts waiting for you to experience. This is the old geisha district with over 200 years in the making. We start with a fire tower, because apparently in old Japan, if your entire city is made of wood and paper, someone's job is to just stare at it all day, waiting for it to catch fire. Best job or worst job, you decide. The Asanogawa Ohashi Bridge, built in 1922, connects two geisha districts. We walk along it on the way to Higashi Chaya district. The Shusei no Mishi is a riverside pathway lined with cherry trees and named after the novelist Tokuda Shusei. Officially, the district is called Higashiyama Higashi and covers roughly 130 meters north-south by 180 meters east-west. Of the 140 buildings, roughly two-thirds are original traditional structures built during the early Meiji era. The signature architectural feature is kemosuko, a distinctive latticework style of wooden lattice facade found on the two-story Chaya-style townhouses, giving the whole street that instantly recognizable honey-colored striped look. It was designated a nationally important preservation district in 2001, which is a rare designation for a pleasure entertainment district. There's no admission fee or gate. It functions more like an open-air shopping street than a theme park it looks. One quirky rule: eating while walking is banned within the designated preservation zone. You're expected to eat on the premises of whatever shop you bought from. We decided to have lunch here in a restaurant called Mizuho. It was a cozy traditional cafe serving lunch sets and side dishes over traditional decor and soft jazz music. The Mizuho lunch is a Hamburg steak with a few side dishes. You can also order the fish set. Alternatively, you could skip the meal and just order some side dishes with some Japanese sake. Food in Kanazawa has a rich cultural background because Kaga, this region, was one of the wealthiest regions in all of Japan. You have refined dishes of the samurai and merchant classes. You have a variety of pickled and fermented dishes to last the harsh Hokuriku winters. And you have the freshest seafood that the Japan Sea has to offer since Kanazawa sits right by the coast. On this plate is grilled mackerel because mackerel is in season at the time that we visited. On top, there's a jellied egg dish called ibisu or baro baro. Locals often jokingly debate whether it is a side dish or dessert. Imagine it's 1820. This street is the Edo period version of a Friday night out. Except instead of karaoke, it's shamisen, sake, and extremely expensive conversations with a geisha. From the latticework windows you can see outside, but people cannot see inside. And Kanazawa was obsessed with no chanting. If you've never heard it before, it is either beautiful or the most unsettling howling you've ever heard. And all this was high culture. Now we enter a cafe called the Matcha House. Imagine Starbucks. But it's not Starbucks because instead of coffee, you have a variation of hot and cold matcha green tea drinks. Matcha green tea latte, matcha green tea frappuccino. Either hot or cold, or with reed bean, or with milk, or with whipped cream. You name it, but there's more. There's a whole bunch of matcha green tea desserts. We went for the best looking matcha green tea parfait. Hey, we're only here once, you know what I mean? The good thing about these places is that there's English, or other languages, and the staff can handle foreigners speaking a different language. And the menus have more than the Japanese language. And of course, you can pay with credit card and not just with cash. Morihachi, founded in 1625, is Kanazawa's most historic wagashi Japanese sweet shop, and their pressed dry sugar sweet called rakugen is considered one of Japan's top 3 greatest confections. Near Kanazawa Castle is the Ishikawa Tourist Product Center, where you can buy many of Kanazawa's unique souvenir snacks. But more than that, there's an interesting arts and craft experience on the 2nd floor, which I will show you in a minute. Okay, so this is a unique arts and crafts experience in Kanazawa. It's called the Hachiman Okiagari. It's a Daruma-like Ralapali doll made of paper mache around a weighted base. It is the deity Hachiman in his infant form. These dolls were made for children to bless them with health and happiness. They used to be tossed into the audience after a kabuki or no performance. Parents would store them in their daughters' drawers to pray that their daughters will never lack clothes to wear. It became known nationally all over Japan in 1955 when it was selected to be the face of the New Year's postage stamp of that year. In 2013, Ishikawa Prefecture modeled their mascot after this doll, and used it to promote the new Shinkansen bullet train from Nagano to Kanazawa. So the instructions say to paint the face last. At the bottom, there is a hole in which a stick can poke in order to hold it, then start painting it any way you like. You are free to paint it as you like. However, traditionally, there is a meaning for each available color. Green represents health and growth. Yellow represents good fortune and money. Red represents safety and stability. White represents good relationships and achievement. Purple represents academic ability and wisdom. It's not just an activity for children. Adults come as well. And while you paint, you are free to order some refreshments and snacks to enjoy while you partake in this delightful activity. And when you're done, there's actually a sashimi rice bowl restaurant here on the 2nd floor. Seafood sashimi rice bowls are called kaisenden in Japanese, and they are best eaten where seafood is famous, like in Kanazawa. So that's Higashi Chaya, 200 years of lattice windows, secretly expensive tea, and a fire tower that's been staring at the city since before your great-grandparents were a rumor. Kanazawa doesn't scream for attention like some cities do. It just quietly lets you figure out on your own that you're never leaving. If you liked getting lost in 200-year-old alleyways with me, hit the like and subscribe button for more from Travel Whiskers. Until next time, enjoy discovering the world and drop me a line to share your travels or just for a simple chat. I would love to hear from fellow travelers around the world.